This is Linda Favla, Proverbs 20, verse 1. Wine is a mocker, and beer is a brawler. Whoever is led astray by them is not wise. Comment, beer there is more often translated strong drink, so that it says wine is a mocker and strong drink a brawler. The point is that a drunken person makes a mockery of himself, gets into fights, and is led astray, meaning he makes bad decisions. Verse 2. The terror of a king is like the roaring of a lion. He who provokes him to anger forfeits his own life. Comment, the last chapter said a king's wrath is like the roaring of a lion. It's almost the same point here. If you anger the king, you might forfeit your life. According to Romans 11:22, behold the kindness of God on one hand and his severity on the other. Verse 3. It's an honor for a man to keep aloof from strife, but every fool will be quarreling. Comment, it's an honor for a man to avoid an argument while every fool gets involved in it. Verse 4. The sluggard will not plow by reason of the winter, therefore he shall beg in harvest and have nothing. Comment, a lazy man won't plow in the winter because it's too cold for him. When it's time for harvest, he'll have nothing. A sluggard is easily discouraged from working, either by cold or hot or whatever else. Verse 5. Counsel in the heart of a man is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out. Comment, we call it pumping people for information. Many times people don't volunteer their information. We draw it out by asking questions. The deep water in this proverb is the deep well of information within other people. That information is available to us if we draw it out of them. A man of understanding will draw it out. Verse 6. Many men claim to be men of unfailing love, but who can find a faithful man? Comment, this one's slanted toward the female reader. Be careful, men will say they love you, but they don't. Quote, many men claim to be men of unfailing love, but who can find a faithful man? Verse 7. A righteous man walks in integrity. Blessed are his children after him. Comment, blessed are the children of the righteous. They have a big advantage. Verse 8. A king who sits on the throne of judgment scatters away all evil with his eyes. Comment, kings were judges in those days. They held court, conducted trials, and rendered decisions, 1 Kings 3:16. Solomon's point in this proverb is that he knew how to shoot a menacing look with his eyes in court. If he heard something he didn't like or doubted it was true, he gave a look, and it tended to shut down the nonsense. Quote, a king who sits on the throne of judgment scatters away all evil with his eyes. Verse 9. Who can say, I have made my heart pure, I am clean and without sin? Comment, who can say he's without sin? Verse 10. Differing weights and differing measures, both of them alike, are an abomination to Yahweh. Comment, on the surface of this proverb, the seller should measure out his product accurately. It's an abomination to God to rip someone off. There should be no misrepresentation of the product. The product should be everything the salesman says it is. There should be no lying, cheating, or double standard. Verse 11. Even a child makes himself known by his doings, whether his work is pure and whether it's right. Comment, everyone notices what a person does and keeps a mental record of it. They remember whether we can be trusted to do the right thing. We even scrutinize children this way and remember whether they're trustworthy. Verse 12. The hearing ear and the seeing eye, Yahweh has made even both of them. Comment, the vision and hearing are the two most marvelous senses. It's a marvel that our ears can hear and our eyes can see. So let's give credit to God for the wonders of vision and hearing. Verse 13. Don't love sleep lest you come to poverty. Open your eyes, and you shall be satisfied with bread. Comment, don't oversleep. Get up and work lest you become poor and hungry. Verse 14. It's no good, says the buyer, but when he goes his way, then he boasts. Comment, when a buyer and seller are haggling, the buyer says the product is no good, but when he walks away, he brags that it was good, and he brags how cheap he got it. Verse 15. There is gold and abundance of rubies, but the lips of knowledge are a rare jewel. Comment, finding someone who's unusually knowledgeable is like finding a rare and valuable jewel. Verse 16. Take the garment of one who puts up collateral for a stranger and hold him in pledge for a wayward woman. Comment, this one takes some unraveling. The bottom line is that if you don't know a person, it's a bad idea to give him financial backing. Take his garment would be, in our vernacular, he's going to lose his shirt. The person who invests in a stranger will lose his shirt. And hold him in pledge for a wayward woman means the investor's stepping into the role of a prostitute. A prostitute grabs onto random men, which is what we do if we invest in strangers. Verse 17. Fraudulent food is sweet to a man, but afterwards his mouth is filled with gravel. Comment, if a man commits fraud, at first he's proud he was able to achieve his goal of fooling the other person, but afterward he's ashamed. Verse 18. Plans are established by advice. By wise guidance, you wage war. Comment, when making plans, get advice. Wars are won by wise counsel. Verse 19. He who goes about as a talebearer reveals secrets. Therefore don't keep company with him who opens wide his lips. Comment, a gossiper has loose lips. He tells everyone secrets. He'll tell yours too, so don't keep company with him. Verse 20. Whoever curses his father or his mother, his lamp shall be put out in blackness of darkness. Comment, whoever curses his father or mother will die a black death. Verse 21. An inheritance quickly gained at the beginning won't be blessed in the end. Comment, a sudden inheritance will be squandered and wasted. A person without money probably has no idea how to hold on to it. Verse 22. Don't say, I'll pay back evil. Wait for Yahweh, and he'll save you. Comment, this is very much like vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Deuteronomy 32:35, meaning vengeance is for God only. To take vengeance ourselves is evil. According to this proverb, God will notice if we've been wronged, and if we wait on him, he'll make it right. Verse 23. Yahweh detests differing weights, and dishonest scales are not pleasing. Comment, this is the fourth proverb in the book of Proverbs about dishonest weights, scales, and measures. The gist of all of them is don't rip anyone off. In two of those proverbs, shorting someone is an abomination, which means it's not just a sin but a particularly bad one. Verse 24. A man's steps are from Yahweh. How then can a man understand his way? Comment, we don't understand the past or what's coming in the future because we can't necessarily detect the mysterious hand of God in our affairs. A man's steps are from Yahweh. How then can a man understand his way? Verse 25. It's a snare to a man to make a rash dedication, then later to consider his vows. Comment, a man sets a trap for himself when he makes a holy vow. If he can't fulfill the vow, he's trapped. Verse 26. A wise king winnows out the wicked and drives the threshing wheel over them. Comment, a wise king identifies the wicked and crushes them. Verse 27. The spirit of a man is Yahweh's lamp, searching all his innermost parts. Comment, man has the ability to look inward. It's called introspection. That ability is from God. Verse 28. Love and faithfulness keep the king safe. His throne is sustained by love. Comment, a king lives in constant danger of assassination. He needs people around him who love him and are faithful to him to be his eyes and ears to protect him. The king's might isn't enough to protect him. Again, love and faithfulness keep the king safe. His throne is sustained by love. Verse 29. The glory of young men is their strength. The splendor of old men is their gray hair. Comment, a young man glories in his strength. An old man glories in his gray hair and experience. Verse 30. Wounding blows cleanse away evil, and beatings purge the innermost parts. Comment, in the law of Moses, a judge could prescribe flogging of up to 40 lashes, Deuteronomy 25:3. According to this proverb, a beating is effective in purging evil. Quote, wounding blows cleanse away evil, and beatings purge the innermost parts. That a beating purges the innermost parts means that a beating will affect inward change. The beating will give the offender a true change of heart. Proverbs 21 is next.